Trading. This is something that everyone wants to become successful at these days. They feel like it's a virtual ATM of endless possibilities and endless financial wealth. However, the biggest misconception that I really do think within this trading game is the sole benefit and the major prize that you achieve or you win from becoming a full-time trader is the freedom. This is not something to be underestimated. This is something to be pursued, and this is something that I do believe that when you're in your later stages of life, you will truly be thankful that you actually chase this dream of becoming a full-time trader. Freedom is everything, and freedom allows you to do whatever you want. And if you can get financially rewarded whilst achieving that freedom, that to me is the end game of trading. So, full-time trading, how do we get it? What's the easiest pathway to achieve this thing? This is the question that everyone kind of wants to know. And I really do feel like trading full time, if you're shooting for that goal, it is 1,000,000% worth it. There is absolutely no question about that. However, in this video, I wanted to showcase some of the full-time trading truths that you may or may not know and things that I wish that I knew when originally making that switch. Now, the first one being you are going to have so much more free time than originally what you thought. Now, this obviously feels like a great thing at the start. However, if you're coming from running a business, working a 9 to 5, like normal people do, you're going to go from, 30, 40, 50 hour work weeks to nothing. You're going to only be trading. Now, this, in my opinion, can be a very dangerous time for someone who's just switched over to full time, as myself included and many people that I've talked to, they've made a lot of mistakes at this time. I actually entered a large period of drawdown straight away. So I went from running a business, working, 50 hour plus weeks, and then boom, straight away had all this free time. And if you the way your mind thinks is I'm just going to sit at the charts, watch the charts, and make sure I don't miss any positions. That's normal for a trader that's just gone full time. And that's where the mistakes come in, because trading isn't like that. If you're already consistent, which you should be if you're going full time, then you know how to trade that strategy. You know the time that you need to dedicate to the markets. You know how to set up everything, your process, your routine. So all this extra time at the charts is not going to be beneficial for you. If anything, it's going to be detrimental, and you can end up making a lot of mistakes. So that's going to lead me into my second point, and something that I always preach, and that is you must have a second passion, a hobby, or a first passion if trading is the financial freedom vehicle for you, but you need to be pursuing something else. The whole benefit of trading is having an enormous amount of free time. Like I said, once you're already consistent, you're full-time for a while, get your bearings with that, get comfortable with that. Now look to build up your portfolio of skills, your passions, and all of these other things that most people in this world don't have the time to do. It might be photography, videography, other businesses, social media, YouTube, coaching. Anything to do with passion or more incomes is something that I always recommend. Now, this is something that I do think helps, because when there are periods of quieter market conditions, when there are periods where you need to step away from the charts, having something else to do like a hobby or passion or another business is going to be a really good outlet to let your mind switch off trading. Because just because you're a full-time trader doesn't mean that you need to, be thinking about the charts and sitting on the charts 24/7. You really need to make sure that you can still switch off like that full-time job allowed you to do. And then when you spend your time at the charts, you're dedicated, it's a time blocking system, and you have a task and you know exactly what to do. So on to the next thing, which is going to be removing as much stress as possible before going full time. So this is just like a little bit of a checklist, if you will, and things that I really recommend doing before going full time. So you should at least have 6 months worth of savings, because what you need to consider is you've just quit your 9 to 5, or maybe stopped your other business, or whatever you've done to become a full-time trader. You've now lost that income. Now that you've lost that income, your sole income is now based on your trading performance. As you knew, but once you actually jump into that full-time trading world, you start to really realize, okay, if I have a slow month, I could be in trouble here. I can't cover my expenses. I can't do this. So I would always recommend having at least 6 months of expenses saved up in a personal account, separate from your trading. That way you can give yourself a 6-month buffer on becoming full-time, learning the ropes, understanding this, and then building up momentum and getting comfortable with your new environment. That is very, very crucial. But also in terms of trading capital, it's going to be different for every single person, so I can't really give a specific number. But for me, I like to have my trading to around 1.5 to anywhere between 1 to 2% of returns for your account. That covered my expenses. So for some people that might be a huge account, for some people that might be a little bit lower. It's going to very much depend on your current situation. But I think now even more to that, in this day and age with all of these funded capital accounts, you need to be careful that you're not just got that one account. I think as you've seen from all this funded account world that they're getting shut down left, right, and center, my best advice, like all trading advice and all investing advice, is diversify. Diversify into multiple different funded accounts. Have one from the US, have one from the UK, have them spread all over the world. That way, if one goes under, you didn't just lose all of your trading income. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Make sure you diversify. Now that leads me on to the next point, which is going to be focusing on longer term investments. Now, I always recommend something like Vanguard, a longer term index fund focusing on the S&P 500. I'm sure you guys are very aware of that type of strategy. It's called dollar cost averaging. I really do believe everyone should do it. And then that way, if you're smart, you're trading, you're covering your expenses, any extra income gets funneled into these longer term investments such as index funds, ETFs, etc. This is your passive investment strategy, and this is something that you'll be doing for the rest of your life. This is something that, is a very good backup and something that I really do think everyone should do and is often overlooked because everyone thinks, oh, I'm a trader, I make more money trading. I understand that, and that's a fantastic thing to do, but you need to diversify your investment portfolio. That way, if you have a bad year, you're still making, you're not 8, 9, 10% off this longer term index fund. And the final point is document your journey. Now, I quit and I went full time at the end of 2015. So that was quite a while ago. And I wish that I started YouTube. I wish that I documented my journey more because I really just started to fall in that trap of just sitting at the charts, not doing much, going to the gym. I still took a big priority on being healthy and making sure that my trading performance never suffered and things like that. But I slowly started to develop that second passion because I didn't know what I wanted to do at that point other than trading. And I think that's also, don't force this, but these are all just conscious thoughts for you to have when you're going into this full-time trading world, and just understanding that it's okay to not be at the charts. It's okay to spend some time elsewhere. You should be focusing on your health. You should be focusing on your mindset. Learn other areas of personal development. Use this time to better yourself as a person tremendously, and that's only going to correlate into better trading success, because whatever strategy you trade, I doubt it requires 6 to 8 to 10 hours a day, Monday to Friday, sitting at the charts. If it does, we trade very different ways, and that's not really something for me. But I just think a couple of hours a day is all you really need, depending on your time zone. You might have sessions, you might have swing trade, you might day trade, whatever that may be. It's all about utilizing that time, maximizing your health, wealth, mindset, and just overall leveling up as a person. Like I said, I wish that I started this a little bit earlier. That's why I was making this video. I could have had a really fantastic YouTube channel. I always taught trading, and I really started to help out a lot of students, and that to me is very fulfilling and something that I really love to do. But my recommendation is to plan all of this out prior to you going to full-time, so nothing is a shock, nothing gets you off guard, and you have a plan in place exactly like you did when you were working that 9 to 5, and you had made that plan in order to become a full-time trader. And that requires all your attention, and that should be, you should be 100% trying to get full-time. And then now you have the second half of your plan where you constantly get better. You build up your trading capital, you diversify your investments, you diversify your income, you build multiple income streams. and you jump on board that constant improvement of becoming a better person and a better trading. And that only is going to allow you to chase your passion and be truly happy in life, because realistically, that's what we do this for. Financial freedom, but more importantly, freedom to enjoy what we love to do every single day. So those are just some of the things, honestly, that come to front of mind when I think, what would I have done differently, or what did I wish I know when originally going full time. Hopefully you guys got some enjoyment from this one, got some value. But yeah, talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.